Okay, let's dive right in.
It's a,
We're looking today at something I think many of you listening can relate to. The drive, the motivation behind learning English.
mhm.
We've got some source excerpts here basically laying out why someone is pushing to get fluent.
That's right. And this isn't really about how to learn, more about the why. What fuels that effort?
Yeah, exactly. Our mission here is to unpack these reasons and see what makes this goal feel so important, at least according to this source material.
Okay.
So first up, the source points to English being seen as this international language, and
Right.
it directly says improving means more opportunities in life. What do you think? Is that the main thing?
Well, it's definitely a powerful starting point, isn't it? The idea that one language can sort of unlock doors.
Doors to what specifically do you think the source implies?
It seems to point towards things like, global fields, academia, tech, international business maybe,
Hmm.
where English is often the default.
Okay, so a practical gateway. Makes sense.
But it's not just practical, is it? The source quickly pivots.
Yeah, it talks about wanting to communicate with more people around the world.
Uh-huh. Travel, meeting new folks, understanding different cultures.
Bridging gaps, it says, even if we come from different countries. That feels deeper.
Absolutely. That's moving into like a fundamental human need for connection, right?
Yeah.
So English isn't just a skill for, say, getting ahead, but a way to widen your personal world, socially, culturally.
To actually engage more actively.
Yeah.
Okay, so global connection, big picture. But let's loop back to the practical side. Studies and career get a big mention.
Yeah, this is where that opportunities idea gets really specific.
How so?
The source lists things like textbooks, websites, and crucially, job applications.
Right. Stuff you actually have to use English for.
Exactly. And it's not just about reading them, it's about building the confidence to study effectively or to actually submit that application.
Confidence is key there, definitely.
And it's future focused too. Thinking about job interviews or work abroad someday, it's an investment.
Okay, so studies, career, confidence. But then there's this other angle, self-expression.
Ah, yeah, I found this part really interesting.
Me too. Wanting to express myself better. How does learning another language help with that?
Well, the source suggests it can help share ideas or feelings that are hard to explain in my native language.
Like finding new words for things.
Or just
Yeah.
another way to share my thoughts, as
Yeah.
it says. It's like language isn't just a label, but it can actually shape how you articulate, maybe even how you think about your inner world.
That's fascinating. Expanding your own internal landscape almost.
Kind of, yeah. And then kind of related to personal connection, there's enjoyment,
Right, the simple desire to enjoy watching English movies and reading English books more fully.
which is a very real motivator for a lot of people. Getting the nuances, the original humor.
Skipping the subtitles sometimes.
Exactly. Accessing the culture more directly.
So the source paints this picture, but it also acknowledges the reality, right? It hopes for fluency, using it naturally in daily life.
But it's upfront that it takes time and effort.
Yeah, no magic bullet. And it ends with that commitment. Practice and keep learning every day.
Which underlines how much those motivations must mean to warrant that kind of dedication.
Definitely. And the source wraps it up nicely, calling English a powerful tool to help me reach my dreams.
It really ties everything together. Connection, opportunity, expression, enjoyment.
So recapping, we see this drive fueled by global connection, opening doors professionally and academically, finding new ways to express oneself, and just enjoying media more deeply.
A real mix of the practical and the personal,
Yeah.
all seen as achievable through this powerful tool.
Right. And it makes you think, looking at English this way as this major tool for achieving dreams, what does that whole journey of acquiring such a tool tell us? Not just about language, but about, setting any big goal.
Mhm.
And maybe more specifically, how does learning a language in particular change how you see the world and maybe even your own potential in it? Something to think about.